Welcome back to What Were They Thinking? I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we are navigating a week that feels like a heavy door finally slamming shut. We're dealing with life sentences, life size mammoths, and the literal shutting down of the Kennedy Center. But we're not doing it alone today. I'm joined by a man who knows a thing or two about the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of the world. He's an incredible author and a deep thinker, and a guest host who I know is going to help us keep our vibrations high even when the headlines are low. So please welcome to the show, Ben. Ben, we've got a lot to get through. We're talking about the DOJ's final word on the Epstein files, which has everyone on the internet asking, really? And a standoff in Minnesota where the voter rolls are being traded for ICE agents. We've also got the Kennedy Center going dark for 2 years, and the assassin who tried to change history finally getting his bill from the court. And because we need to remember that life is still weird and wonderful, we're going to talk about a literal kangaroo taking a tour of Virginia. So grab your sage, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Ben, are you ready to ask the question, what were they thinking?
I've had a few of those moments this week and even last week, but yes, let's get right down to it.
All right. Where should we start off?
Ben, are you still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you broke up there for a moment.
Sorry.
If you go start from where you started talking.
Yes, I've asked myself several times this week and last week, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
So yes, I'm ready to get right into it.
Okay, so let's go with the first topic, probably the most mundane with them. The Kennedy Center is currently now closed.
Yeah. Trump announced a mandatory 2-year closure to the John F. Kennedy Center. I'm not going to put his name in the title for the performing arts in D.C. He claims the facility needs a total overhaul to become a spectacular entertainment complex. This follows months of performer boycotts and plummeting ticket sales. So is it a necessary renovation or a cultural purge? It's a...
I think it's to save face because so many artists were saying, no, thank you.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
That would definitely be one. I think the other one, it would be he wants his name on the building. He can't do it without Congress. And he's getting sued over it.
Yep. I mean, he also remodeled it. I'm pretty sure he did remodels to it during his first term of presidency.
Yep.
So, I mean, why do you got to do it again if you just did it?
It wasn't good enough, apparently.
Not enough gold plating and everything.
Yeah.
I would also say possibly he needs to save some money for the Golden Ballroom.
I mean, that's already $1 million over budget, as according to the last thing they put out.
I think it's $100 million over budget.
$100 million over budget. Sorry.
Yeah,
$100 million over budget. Yes.
Maybe over. Yeah, maybe $200 million now. It doubled.
We could just take it out of Social Security. That'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
why not? Right?
Why not? The Social Security program.
It's for a social building, for a ballroom. So that's what it's for, right?
Yeah, sure.
Securing social events. That's Social Security. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. When's the last time any of you, including myself, have been to a ball or a dance? I mean, I'm kind of in a weird spot because, of the place that I work at, where they have those type of things. But after that, when was the last time any of you attended those?
It got real quiet.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Just gonna...
Really long time.
My last ball was...
Oh, the military does still have them. Military's got the military balls.
Yes, they do still have those. Do they have those twice a year, 3 times a year?
I mean, yeah, it's very specific. I mean, it's have we as a country ever gone to any like balls or like in other countries? Like what? I don't know.
I mean, there's Mardi Gras. Does that count as a ball still?
I mean,
well, they do drop a ball in New York City once a year, but maybe twice this year.
There you go.
Yeah, that's Perfect.
Yeah. Maybe we go to the Canadian one when they invite us when we're being nice to them.
When was that?
They'll never invite us back.
No.
Yeah, they're never going to invite us back now at this point.
I mean, I'm in the land of bourbon, and we're shutting down distilleries because we have too much stock that used to go to Canada. Like friends of mine are losing their jobs that they've had for 20 plus years because their grandparents and their great grandparents were working at these distilleries, and now they're unfortunately families are out of a job because of this.
And it goes back to my whole point. I guess the Republicans do support the repeal of the 21st Amendment at this point if they're doing things like this.
Yeah.
I mean, reinstate that prohibition, guys.
Why not?
Woo! Temperance. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just when you said that, I was like,
they're already shooting a bunch of beers. I mean, that's just the preamble, right? They like shooting them, so
why not?
They're not empty. I hope they're empty cans, right? Or are these like
actual no. When the whole was it the Bud Light thing? Because they had like a transgender person on there or something. They everyone's making videos shooting all the cans of beer and
and the Yeti coolers they were setting on fire and okay.
Yeah. Notice how long that lasted. Before they went back to drinking.
They'll probably have a spot on the MAGA halftime show.
Yeah.
No. That wasn't on the agenda. Are we talking about that now?
Oh gosh. Oh no. That's next weekend. That's next.
This Sunday.
This weekend.
Yeah. Well, we can report on it next week.
Yeah. We're gonna cover the aftermath of that problem.
Yeah.
I guess this week has been for where people have been going nuts. Let's go over to the courts. It's this week in the courts has been very interesting. We've gone from we're going completely nuts to I want to be locked up. Yeah, this job sucks. Please lock me up in contempt of court. Let's start with the minor things. Yesterday, Wednesday, since you may be listening to this at a different time, the 4th of February, he had a hearing yesterday trying to get his state convictions in New York sent over to federal court, and that went as well as anybody expected. Judge Hellerstein, which happens to be the judge that's in charge of a bunch of things that he's not really thrilled about over in New York State, in the federal courts, kind of said by the questions he was asking and stuff like that, no, there's probably going to be the decision on that. You know what I mean? Go back to state court, and the state of New York is basically like those convictions are being upheld. So, good job.
I mean, but it distracted for a little while. Got people.
Yeah, it was a nice distraction for a moment.
If he keeps throwing it out there, eventually people will just be like, I just don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
Was that the end goal here? Is just to distract until we're all just moping and crawling on the ground.
And just like
and the judge was like, you should have brought this up 3 years ago after the Supreme Court immunity decision. You kind of waived it by not appealing it at that point in time. And you wanted to keep knocking over Judge Merchan over in state court instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck. I guess the other thing that's more interesting I want to talk about is Minnesota. Yeah, of course. ICE, of course. One of the government lawyers that was representing the government walked into federal court, said that my client won't comply. She's an ICE attorney representing ICE. He says, I want to go to jail. Hold me in contempt of court. This job sucks. I can't get any sleep. And the judge did not hold her in contempt of court. She wanted to go to jail for 24 hours to get sleep.
Wow.
Does that tell you how bad the Department of Justice is currently functioning?
I mean,
Well,
it definitely shows some of the rift because it's you got some extremes in there. Apparently,
This was a Trump lawyer that came from immigration courts that represented ICE in immigration court and in front of Trump appointed judges.
right?
And now it's been moved over to Article 3 courts, which is non-appointed Trump judges. And yeah, I definitely think that
it's just
you want to be held in contempt of court so you can get some rest. That's pretty sad. But there's more of an
they
after.
fired everybody, so I mean,
Yeah.
you're working with a skeleton crew.
Yep.
And
Well, but
you're
it shows the rift.
alive.
Yeah, you got a lawyer who was a former on the Trump team, appointed in Trump courts, and is now basically can't deal with it anymore because of how messed up the DOJ is being in regards to ICE and citizens and prosecuting cases, and they're just like, I can't do it anymore. So you're seeing the dichotomy within even that MAGA group there in the DOJ of some of them they're starting to crack and be like, I can't keep up with it. It's just too much. But the other ones are like, no, keep going. Let's keep.
Yep. And she's tried tendering her resignation before this, and there was nobody to replace her, so she couldn't. It's like
not a lot of people line up for a job to defend ICE right now. Huh,
Go figure.
Shocking.
Shocking. But what was more shocking is that the judge was like, okay, we're going to be holding people in contempt of court, but it ain't going to be you. We're going to start hauling people in here. Sounds like this judge is about ready to start hauling everybody in and starting asking questions, right down to to the person that holds the keys to the cell. And being like, why are you doing this?
Good. Someone needs to.
Yeah. And even the chief judge in the Minnesota area is like, I'm done. We're going to start holding, for other cases, we're going to be holding show cause hearings, and we're going to have everybody start showing up.
It'd be nice to see a court actually do something about, contempt, unlike our federal system right now.
No, the federal courts are like, the chief out in Minnesota said, ICE has violated more court orders than some federal agencies have done in their entire existence in 1 month.
Yeah.
So I think that we're going to be definitely seeing some possibility of people getting their butts handed to them and sitting in prison until they do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
And then when does the hell freeze over?
I think hell freezes over shortly in Minnesota. If not, it has frozen over with the current temperatures.
You just need enough ice. And just need to send enough ice to hell. That's it'll start freezing.
Yeah, and apparently they have enough ice up there right now. So, but speaking of Minnesota, speaking of ice, Minnesota is possibly going to be having maybe robbing Peter to pay Paul for ice to leave.
Okay.
Right, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, basically, Attorney General Bondi has basically saying that the Department of Justice would call off ICE and CBP agents in Minnesota if Governor Walz surrenders the state's unredacted voter rolls. I mean, Senate Democrats are calling this clearly like a strong arm tactic, intimidation. It goes into the legality of. I mean, it's supposed to be the elections are held by the states. We're not a federalized election. Like it's not run by our federal government. That's the whole reason our system works. It's not one system that can get taken over and abused. So it's the Democrats are viewing this as extortion, direct assault on voter privacy, state sovereignty, and they're basically saying that they're holding Minnesota residents hostage to get what they want. But Republicans are viewing it as, you know, a public safety trade. So they're saying like the state wants federal cooperation. It's got to give them some data in return, you know, quid pro quo. Like they're saying it's to ensure voter integrity and identify criminal illegals in the system. But really, it's just because they want to be able to manipulate the data. That's what it is. I mean, they just did it down in Georgia as well. They went and took all the votes. DOJ just seized them all, or the FBI went and seized them all. And you had what's her name, Gabbard, there hiding in the shadows. What was going on? I mean,
not just all of them. They only took the one specific to the quote unquote one that he lost, right?
Right, in 2020. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They left the other ones where he won, according to in 2016. So if it's such a concern, why not take all of them? Why not just completely come in, say, kick everybody out, like a total raid, you know, like a office raid, and say, don't touch anything, stop what you're doing, go away for the day, we got all this. They're very specifically targeted for that one specific instance.
Yeah.
That was it.
I think this federal government that's being currently run does not understand the 10th Amendment. You know, or the Second Amendment.
I don't think they care about the 10th Amendment.
No,
I don't.
They understand it. They just don't care.
They also don't care about the Second Amendment and your gun rights.
Yeah, I mean, turns out it wasn't Kamala coming for their guns.
Yeah.
It's Pam Bondi and Trump.
But Trump's always hated guns, though. I mean, before he started running, he was always outspoken against guns. He did not like them.
At least he's consistent on one thing.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back. I mean, before he even ran, he was a Democrat. I mean, he just said he would run for Republicans because it was easy to manipulate them.
Shocker.
He was right. The man, to his credit, he is smart. He knows how to work people. He knows how to, like, in some things, running businesses, maybe not so much.
No, he has to commit running
criminal businesses. Yes. Legitimate ones.
Yeah. No. I would say the following. Trump is a president that doesn't know what he's got himself into. And the only reason why he's currently president right now is because he realized that if he didn't run and win, he was facing a whole lot of more legal problems, and he could basically hit the timeout button by being president for 4 years.
It's like a more extreme version of, you want jail time or you want to join the military?
Yeah.
You know, it's you want to go away for, you know, life, or do you want to become president of the United States?
Yeah. And
no, he's got a doctor's note for that. Don't worry about it.
What, the heel spurs are back again?
Apparently so.
Yep.
Sorry. Well, yes.
No, sorry.
This whole 2A thing is all over the map, and the bigger problem becomes, and I've been told everything from, you know, thank you for saying something, to complete and total, like, you're a fill in the blank after the words, about to saying that, you know, 2A applies to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is a U.S. citizen. It is written in our Constitution. You know, it doesn't just apply to the person who intent to go to the protest with a rifle fully loaded versus the person who showed up who was legally carrying and was attempting to pick up somebody who was being knocked down and help out.
Yeah,
there's two different outcomes on both sides of those things. People did die on both sides of those things, but you're looking at it like, person in example A was completely justified. Person in example B was a domestic terrorist.
And the whole point of the Second Amendment was to be able to have those guns, to be able to stand up in case the government became tyrannical. And so these people are out here literally protesting, saying, we don't want a king. We don't want people doing whatever they want, ignoring the law, violating our First, Second, Fourth Amendments. Like, it's literally what it was written for. And now somehow the Republicans are demonizing it. I don't understand how they made that big of a switch to go from we need these guns to stand up to government, government overreach, we won't be able to defend, and blah, blah, blah. And the moment someone actually has a gun and is protesting on the other side of what they want, then they're terrorists and we shouldn't have it. I don't know how they switch so fast and they don't have whiplash from it.
Now, when whatever that kid's name is coming out on the side of no, guns are good, it's like, okay, he's saying it, but the government is saying something else. Whatever that kid's name is,
Rittenhouse. Yeah,
Rittenhouse. Whatever.
Yeah, he was actually in favor. He's like, no, that guy should be allowed to carry. Their hero that they were saying, no, that this guy was great. He came to the protest. He had his gun, bro. Second Amendment. He's telling you, like, no, you guys are wrong. He should be able to carry. Like, they're losing their supporters. They're losing their base.
And ironically, the Democrats are like, okay, you want your guns as long as you play within the rules,
Yeah,
that's all we've ever said. It's like, okay. I just, and the most ironic part is that person was a VA nurse of all things.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, so now it's just like the irony doesn't lose myself on it. The federal government is taking out their own employees at some level.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, in some level, I mean, even with the firing with the, Mr. Musk standing up there with the chainsaw up on stage saying we're, cutting out all these, different things. In that way, they were also gutting their own employees, and they got all these people that are out there. And the fact that, a government job used to be a secure job. Again, going back to my earlier example of like a distillery job, it used to be a secure job. What's changed?
Yep. The federal government has pissed off every other country in the world.
Exactamundo. You got it, Brian.
And this is how I like to explain it to people. If you own a piece of property and you're living on it, and do you piss off your neighbors on purpose?
No, I try and reach out to all my neighbors. Like even just the other day, it's like, we had a bunch of snow coming in. She was in Florida. So we shoveled her driveway, salted her sidewalks, made sure that when she got back from Florida, like she could have a thing. That is like just a general something that if you live in society and your neighbors need help, we help out our neighbors. I mean,
and how many countries do we currently have land borders with?
Ooh, land borders? We got 2. And let me guess, we've pissed off both of them. Oh, correct, Alex.
Yes, that is correct. You win a prize. And
sweet.
So let me get this straight. Okay. And maybe you can help me with this, Ben, because I've been making this argument for weeks. Why did we pursue policies that piss off our neighbors? I just don't get it. You know what I mean? We have friendship gates with Canada. Heck, prior to 9/11, we didn't even have border fence, or you didn't even really have to check in with the border stations with some towns, because some towns ran through the international boundary of the United States and Canada, and they're kind of like, as long as you stay within the town, we don't need you to check in. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I went to college in Vermont, and this is a long time ago, calling myself old here. Stop it, Darnell. I was able to go into Canada and just have my driver's license with me. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're good. Just go ahead. Like, they check it, they look at it, and they just wave us through. I mean, we're a car full of a bunch of college kids, driving up to Canada for, their age of drinking was less than ours. So we go up there and be like, okay, yeah, we're hanging out because we're doing it legally here. And we didn't cause a ruckus. We respected laws, and we had a friendly relation with them. And, after so many times, we got to get to know a couple of people up the border, and they'd recognize our car and the people we hang out with. So it was very friendly. Now I just had some people coming back from Canada that I work with, and they asked them to get out of the car with their entire family in the middle of a blizzard. They searched the whole car. They inspected every single one of their passports, made sure they were up to date, make sure no pages were torn, like gave them this whole rigmarole. It took them an hour for a family of 4 that was trying to go on a skiing trip to get into Canada. to go spend money in Canada.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how much the Canadians are mad at us.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll just
And-
make your life live in hell to go across the border.
Correct. Yeah. So again, I'm going back to, like, it's easy for me as a human being to help out my neighbor, but it seems that the U.S. wants to live on an island that doesn't exist. Right?
It does.
I mean,
it's currently under investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if Canada decides to cut the power grid at the border, most of the northern states are going to be like, where's our electricity?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can melt snow to make water, but you have to have a fire first, right? You're not going to have any electricity. And, fortunately for most of the northern tier, and I'm speaking in very generalities just based on my extended family, they know how to hunt, they know how to fish, they know how to survive, There are some people that don't. So you're putting risk to, say, even elderly people. Oh my goodness, with this snowstorm came around, like there were people literally going door to door saying, hey, you got power? No? You want to come over here? We got a warm space for you. And they had generators out, and the next day for them. And, that's what a community should be. That's what America should be, is reaching out a helping hand, not, oh, I'm going to piss you off because you looked at me funny yesterday.
Yeah.
And,
Yes. But there's some communities left. Some. Not many. There's some communities like that left.
Yeah.
I'm
hopeful that they're growing.
Yeah.
Because my community isn't like that no more. But
that's a shame. But.
I think, speaking of all this type of stuff about communities and stuff, we got to talk about our lovely topic that always comes up. Seems like every other week or every week nowadays. Epstein.
Yeah.
So, and I've been completely ignoring this topic because
that's what they want.
Well,
yeah.
Well, part of the reason why I've been ignoring it is because of all the other stuff I've been kind of following along in the courts. But, because they use this one as a distraction for, we don't want you to follow along in the court topic. So I think
then they use something else to distract from this. And then
right.
It's just a big whole cluster.
Right.
Yep.
So from what I understood is, from what you were telling Jeremy, you have have a little bit better handle on this topic, but it sounds like the Department of Justice is trying to wash their hands of this now.
Yeah, I mean, so the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, announced this week that the DOJ's review of the Epstein sex trafficking files is officially finished. Despite admitting they found horrible photographs, the DOJ stated there's not enough evidence to bring new prosecutions against high-profile associates. Excuse me. I don't know how. Like, there's all these sworn statements under oath of these women that are testifying under prosecution of the law, and the DOJ. Oh, there's nothing here. Really? There's photos confirming some of the stuff they said. There's videos confirming some of the things they said. There's not enough. So you got sworn statements under oath. You've got pictures. You've got video. You've got records. You've got email chains. You've got probably a whole bunch of financials to go with it. And you're saying there's nothing? Really? Obviously for the Democrats, like they're saying, how can you end this without a single new high-level arrest? Like, it's clearly a cover-up to protect powerful people. Whereas Republicans, they're defending it, saying, their DOJ is following the law instead of the public frenzy. They say the review is exhaustive. You can't prosecute based on disgusting photos alone without concrete evidence of a crime. Photos are considered evidence.
Exactly.
And not to mention the fact, I think there's still a ruling to come out about a special monitor out of New York with Elaine Maxwell's decision with the production under the Epstein law. So this may get more interesting more quickly.
Well, and I'm hopeful because while our DOJ may not be doing anything, a couple countries have announced that they're doing their own investigations into it now, and they're not going to censor all the names of all the people involved. So
Yep.
So, but what I was
France
trying
is one of them. Who's the? Oh man,
probably
I had them all in my head.
Britain.
Great Britain, I think they were one of them, and I think Lithuania was one of them, or like
Tunisia or something like that.
Yeah, it was some. I was like, okay, let's go. I love how they straight up said, we're not going to hide powerful names. We're not going to do it. Good.
Like I said, I think this the special monitor may still come into place. Oh, wait a second. That's before a judge in New York, in the Southern District of New York.
Mm-hmm.
And you're beginning to notice a trend here. Seems everything's going through New York right at the moment.
Mm.
You know, that everything's going badly for the Trump administration in Minnesota. Yeah. So
good.
I mean, really, I was on a rape case here in Louisville that was 5 years to trial, and the woman and her family, and just the courage to come forward and talk about it. And this is just one case. It's one case versus, one defendant. And even then, it took us, the jury, after all things were said and done, it took us a work week, to come to a conclusion and a decision in the civil matter about awarding of monies and things as far as, this, that, and who was at fault and all this other stuff. And the division in the room, I mean, you guys have seen, or at least read, or maybe even watched or heard clips about 12 Angry Men. That was the scene inside of that deliberation room. People were getting ready to throw punches, blaming the victim, blaming the circumstance. And in the end, it came down that we awarded in favor of the victim.
Jeez. We got to kill this, what you call it, the patriarchy?
Patriarchy?
Yeah, that's it.
No, not the patriarchy. Please, let's not go down that road.
Turns out Darnell's a feminist. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's the reason why I'm like, I don't want to go down the road of the patriarchy argument with 4 males on this podcast right at the moment, because of how badly we might screw this up.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean,
yeah,
we can't screw it up anymore.
I'm taking no credit.
We have to kill it in this country. It's just now in my family, well, in most African American families, the female is regarded in high esteem because most of the time they're the breadwinners and they're the caregivers. And so most of us hold our woman on this pedestal of whatever they say we believe. But it's like in a country, it's like, oh, well, there's some circumstances where you can't. Maybe they were dressed wrong, or maybe this. And if it happened, it happened. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we came to, was that, why 5 years later on, is their story that's still the same? Why 5 years on is there no remorse from the perpetrator? I mean, in this case, they had 2 pictures taken from a camera that was out of focus down a hallway, and we can clearly see both of them. They talked about the receipts that they had as far as what they had at the bar. They talked about all these different things about he said, she said, all this kind of came into play. But at the same time, fact is, there was a act that was perpetrated, and we had less evidence than what's been presented now, and we were still able to come to a determination for justice. So how is this now just over, that nobody is going to show up and say, I got this, or hey, this is what really happened, or that we're not even at least attempting to convict anybody?
Yeah. This blows my mind.
Well, I mean, those people, they've been so used to being able to operate in the shadows and not have a spotlight put on them and be able to do whatever they want. And you can't do that now. There's between all the cell phones everywhere, there's social media, nothing is hidden anymore. So you can't like say one thing and really act a different way. There's no more fence sitting. You either want to stand up and say uh no, if a woman doesn't want something, then you should just not do it. Doesn't matter if they're drunk, you're drunk, what they're wearing, what you're wearing, if you're in a hotel, if you're in a like, doesn't matter. Or you're the kind of person who says, "No, I'm gonna do what I want," and because that's how it's been, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing because I'm on a power trip and I think I'm better than everyone else, and the rules don't apply to me.
Exactly.
This is like that. It reminds me of that. What is that? Brock Turner situation. The what they say it was because he had money or whatever. The affluenza defense that these guys are using now.
The
That have
affluenza
money.
defense. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it kind of goes like this whole like age of everybody sees everything. It reminds me of a class I took in Western Connecticut. I don't know if you took it or not, Jeremy or Bernard, but it was, I can't remember the professor's name, but it was like the modern U.S. history, particularly around JFK. And one of the arguments was, you know, like the outrage would have been less had cameras not been on the battlefield, right? Cameras brought all the horror of what is war,
Yeah.
which several of us on this podcast have seen firsthand,
Yeah.
into the modern American home, who was only used to reading about it in a sanitized version in, you know, black and white, and not necessarily seeing pictures in their newspapers, right? If they could afford a newspaper at all. So you're talking about going from basically blinding to opening everybody's eyes, and now the reporter, in its sense, becomes everybody, right? You know, in Great Britain, they've got more cameras than they've got, you know, population density in certain parts of London. But at the same time, we also have a higher population that can now either afford cell phones or have access to a cell phone of some time. B, all of them have really, really, really great cameras on them. I mean, it is almost impossible to go into any room. And maybe I'm a bit jaded on this because, again, I work at a high school and I see people with cameras and cell phones, so much so that they are literally staring at their phones and walking into walls. That's how much that they are seeing people recording themselves. They are seeing all that's happening in near real time. And that's what we're in right now as a society, is that everybody is a reporter. And if you say one thing, you better be prepared to back it up, and you better be prepared to stand behind it, right? No more of this wishy-washy, oh, that was a backdoor thing, oh, I was making a joke, oh, you don't know what you're taking out of context. No, here's the video right here.
Yep. You can't you can't say that you took that out of context. I didn't mean that, but it's there. We have access to so much video, so much of our history being recorded now that you can't history isn't going to be written, you know, by the winner, as they used to say. You know, you can literally just go back and look at it. I mean, sure, our government is trying to like delete all that stuff and hide it and redact it and do it, but there's a lot of other secondary sources that are backing up these claims and showing you the truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's one thing. But that's, you know, that speaks to us as a society.
Right. And it's not like it's just like one angle. Like we have multiple people with multiple cameras and multiple angles for everything. So what you're trying to tell me, and going back to earlier about this whole wanting to take over the election, is like you want to consolidate from 50 different ways to, you know, potentially interrupt or cause fraudulent elections down to one.
Yep. He wants to nationalize the midterms.
So if we nationalize and then there's one system, and let me ask this from a cybersecurity point of view, what is easier to hack? One endpoint or 50 or even 5,000 endpoints, right? That are all operating simultaneously towards the same end goal. So it's kind of like the Hydra head, right? You cut off one head, the Hydra's still coming at you.
Yep.
It boggles my mind.
And speaking of all this, maybe I got into this sideways because thing I want to talk about before we talk about the kangaroos.
On this
Uh-oh.
show?
Is the big boy is coming to the east.
Really? Like the
Yes.
restaurant?
No,
Oh,
the big boy, Union Pacific's big boy steam engine.
oh, okay.
You know, and I want to talk about this not just from a train enthusiast point of view, but this is part of trying to buy goodwill with the public to get the Union Pacific to merger with the Southern Norfolk Southern to merge, and there is some major consequences going on here. They want to basically take two big Class A railways and throw them into one, and it would be a transcontinental railway. Shippers are already complaining about the cost of increases, lack of competition. Yeah. So this is something, and
But
we got a federal government right now that's kind of like, on safety and railroads. So
I mean, you wouldn't
PR's
think
done.
wouldn't it bring the prices down having a way to ship it cross country by rail instead of?
No, because there's inter agreements where power is changed, where power doesn't even change. It's just, it's a flat rate cost for a repair on a car. If it's repaired in this facility or this facility, it doesn't matter who the owner of the facility is.
Okay.
So
it's a monopoly.
Yeah, we are literally so. And the Department of Justice and the FCC, the Federal Trade Commission, has to review this along with the FRA. So
yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
somehow make a campaign contribution, and it's gonna get pushed through.
I mean,
I just wanted to point this out. Not only is the past mergers that we talked about, like with Warner Brothers and Netflix and all that stuff that's been going on, this is one of those infrastructure ones that are kind of in the background that most people are not paying attention to, and that could have a real significant impact on your cost of living. Because not everything goes by truck. A lot of things go by rail in this country.
Yeah.
And most people don't even realize it.
I mean, if they want to get the approval, maybe they have to do something like improve the infrastructure in order to get the approval, or you know what I mean? Like, at least you try to get something out of it. But
it's
we
real.
do have a failing rail infrastructure. We haven't really upgraded it or tried to give it any kind of modernization. That
the rail infrastructure in this country is actually pretty good for freight traffic.
Right.
Correct.
Not for passenger traffic.
Right.
And that's this is where I'm talking about is the freight on the freight point of view.
So it wouldn't be even adding any passenger. Just
no, these two companies just do freight.
All right.
So that's the reason why I'm saying this would probably increase your cost of most of your goods. If you're because a lot of cars are shipped by freight rail, not by transport. 18-wheelers. So you can't transport that many cars out of Detroit unless you put it on a rail, into rail yards.
Yeah, I know probably the number one thing that hits our trains here in Louisville is Ford. All the trucks come out of here, and all the SUVs that they're making still come out of here, and it's rail car. You can see them just going. Oh, they're taking the frames up. They're taking the springs up. They're taking them 3/4 way assembled up. They're taking them out to this. They're doing that. I mean, back and forth. I can't tell you how many trains I've seen moving to a place like Louisville where it's just constant movement of freight.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I was pointing this out, because most people are not going to really think about this until it's like, why is everything costing so much? Well, you can't ship it unless you're shipping it on the Union Pacific or the Norfolk, or the Union Pacific, and that's all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast now. We set the rates.
Yeah.
It's not like so that concerns me. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I know we used to have a country where we could have railroads that would be, I mean, we still have them here, and I'm sure not so much back up in Connecticut wasn't such a much a thing, but down here, railroad towns, like you can tell they were purpose built or railroads. You know, like
Yep.
even one of the towns, the Grange down here, the train still comes on Main Street. Like Main Street is parallel, if not bisected, by the train tracks.
Yep.
And you're just like, okay.
Yeah, no, in Connecticut, it's like we just like to rip off the trucks with the low bridges.
Oh yeah, the can openers, yeah, as we call it. Yeah.
We just got can openers all over the place on the shoreline.
Yeah, but I mean, the idea of having multiple systems of tracks and being able to carry freight, you know, to break up the monopoly, would be a great idea. But again, we're also talking about a major infrastructure investment that no real political party has wanted to do since probably the Green New Deal with the Civilian Conservation Corps. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but
Yeah,
you know,
because they did some high speed rail with that.
Yeah. There's been rail infrastructure been invested in the Northeast corridor because some of the tunnels are over 100 years old and they have to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. And we're at the point where we have to do it. I mean, it even extends down to our roads. I mean, there are parts here in the city that the cobblestone is coming back up through the blacktop because they haven't been repaired in that long.
Yeah. For example, and this is one of those things that are kind of a little bit off topic that we get here. The Interstate Highway Project under the Eisenhower administration, the bridges were only designed to last 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
We're now into 60 to 70 years on some of these bridges, and that's the reason why you're seeing bridge replacement programs go into full overdrive right now all across the country, because all these bridges were built around the same time in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and well, it's time to replace them.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't designed to be forever bridges. You know what I mean?
No.
So
no, unfortunately, we think like that. You know, it's like a buy one and you're done. You can't run down to the bridge store and replace the bridge over, you know, the San Francisco Bay. You can't run down to the.
Yeah. No, I'm not even talking about those type of bridges. I'm talking about, you know, the little bridges that go over, you know, Yeehaw Creek or something like that.
Exactly,
You know,
the ones that used every day by multiple people and all the big heavy traffic, you know, with all the trucks.
Like, or it's the, you know, the interstate bridge over, you know, US 1 somewhere, you know what I mean, or US 2, you know what I mean, or the bridge of US 2 over Interstate 91, you know what I mean, or something like that, you know. That's the reality of it at this point. But I think Jeremy has our lighthearted story.
Yeah.
And boy, those Aussies, they owe us a favor. They're invading having invasive species come to us now.
It's so strange. It's out of Virginia, Nelson County. They were called to the police officers were called to a scene. I mean, a kangaroo was on the loose. I mean, I can only imagine getting that call in Virginia. Like, what? Like, what are you on, person? Like, the officers described the tactical capture of the marsupial. It escaped from a local farm and led them on a high-speed chase through the woods. I would love to see video of this or pictures. Like, I really hope it's out there of just cops running through the woods, chasing a kangaroo, just like darting through the trees, like, and they're like,
we had body cams on, and we could do an FOI request cameras.
I think we should.
Is there any ice presence down there? Maybe it'll show up in the news here.
We got an illegal immigrant of a kangaroo here.
I mean, if a bunny can be a cop, I mean, maybe the kangaroo was just auditioning. You know, a little Zootopia reference there. Anyway,
I know.
Kids.
Oh gosh. But,
I don't know.
That's who they should have sent to Jason was Judy Hopps.
Yeah,
She would have caught the guy.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, seriously.
Can you tell the ones that have kids?
Yeah. I once saw number 2 in the movies. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh my.
Oh my God, we're getting to the point.
Jason Bateman was great in it. You know?
All right.
Wait, who was Jason Bateman in there?
He's the fox.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
fox.
Yep. Nick
Oh,
Wilde.
yeah, that's right. He is.
Yeah. Judy's partner. Yeah.
All right. It comes to the point. It's now coming to the point of the podcast where we have to give out our award.
Oh yes.
Oh, there's
All right.
awards for this.
There's
Okay.
there's a prestigious award that's given out. Yeah.
Yes.
It's on FIFA.
Well,
It's sponsored by
it's
FIFA.
The what,
Oh, okay.
it's the What Were They Thinking award goes to, and we
Mm.
are now taking nominees.
Yep.
My nominee for this week is the lawyer that says this job sucks. I'm tired. Hold me in contempt of court. I want to go to jail for 24 hours.
I mean, we've all been there, right? That's it's so relatable. I mean,
Yeah, this job
Yeah.
sucks. I want to go. I need a break. Send me to jail for 24 hours.
If you want a break, come work at the high school. I mean, seriously.
Oh, see, you work at the high school. I work at the elementary and middle schools.
they let him teach. Can
Yeah.
you believe that?
Scary, right?
Or the second nominee would be the Board of Education in Florida that thought allowing Darnell to be a substitute teacher was a good idea.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man.
It sounds like that would be the second nominee. Jeremy, do you have a nominee?
You know, there's usually, I mean, there's a lot to choose from, and we have our regulars. I don't want to keep giving it to them. Somebody else needs an award on their shelf.
I don't know. My vote goes towards the lawyer because that's just
Ben. Do you have a person that thinks it should be get the award this week?
Well, there's the usual orange person that you're always surprised by whatever they're thinking every day, and you're just like, okay. But as far as this goes, I mean, Attorney General Todd Blanche. I mean, close the whole thing off and just wash your hands with it. Really?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, I got a nominee too. I'm gonna nominate. I don't know if I want to nominate Bezos or Melania for the movie. I don't know if I should nominate one.
Man.
I mean, Bezos for producing it and Melania for thinking it was a good idea. I don't know.
Although that was a smart move by Bezos and money well spent, because it now means he's in the good graces of the Trump administration.
I mean, she did get paid $28 million to star in it.
Right.
So and it made $7 million the first weekend. So great start.
Maybe Bezos was smart because he was thinking straight, because it basically means that he's ingratiating himself to the administration.
Right.
Now
That's true.
Now I think the person that may be the most wanting the award from that situation would be Melania, thinking it was a good idea.
Like she's gonna ingratiate herself with the public after that.
Yes.
Because her story is so relatable. So relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember when you were a small child growing up in an East European village in the middle of nowhere and scraping together your cashmere mittens so you could stay warm in your mansion? Do you remember that one?
No, I don't remember any of that.
And then coming to America to marry a man who's deporting all immigrants except you.
And Nicki Minaj. Don't forget about Nicki Minaj.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
what do you guys?
I take mine back. That movie, that's just. And did you hear?
It's the only award it's going to win. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, we'll give it to Melania Trump.
You got to give it.
Did you hear about the congressperson that brought out a whole theater? For that movie, and nobody showed up with free tickets.
I guess it would. This sounds like it's the Melania Trump. What were you thinking making a movie like this? And why did you not thinking it was going to fail?
Hey, at least they're going to have an award. That's award-winning movie.
I mean, the biggest thing that
Melania.
Yeah.
What were they thinking making this?
I don't know. Apparently, all the torrents are already going wild about it, trying to get copies out there, so people don't have to spend money to go watch this.
Just like I am curious how bad it is, but I don't want to spend any money. To find out.
No.
I want to say this: was this in her official capacity as First Lady? And if that's the case, isn't it in the public domain already?
Oh, it should be.
Yeah.
That is a very good call.
I want like the YouTuber 10-minute summary of the video that like shows me the important clips and
We
like
can do that
the
in 30
general synopsis. Like,
So if you're a lawyer out there, that might be an interesting case to pursue. We're not paying for it, but
no,
Yeah.
No.
none of our money is going towards that movie in any shape.
No.
No,
Not at all.
no.
yeah,
Give me a
I know.
pirated SparkNote version.
Yeah, I mean, even the pirated SparkNote version would be lucky to get to 10 minutes, I think. Oh, holy cow.
Only if we knew somebody who taught cybersecurity that could possibly figure this out for us how to get
No,
it
I
out.
mean, I'm putting it on my list right now of things to do today. It'll probably be done by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but, we'll figure it out because, we got time.
Now,
Yeah.
Ben, you're not doing this because that would definitely be against all ethical things that you could do, right?
To look into if it's in the public domain? I mean, I'm asking a question. Is that against moral thing?
No. I mean, finding the movie on a torrent.
Oh, God, no. I don't think I even want to see it, honestly. I want to see, like Jeremy said, the cliff notes, the bridge.
Yep.
I can barely get through, 30 minutes.
Have honest trailers review it and let me watch that.
Yes,
Those
exactly.
guys, like someone like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can barely get through 30 minutes of our current Cheeto in Chief talking to, just make sure I didn't miss anything from all the people who are calling me A blanks because I didn't understand what I watched, let alone a whole 2 hours sitting in a theater.
It's just a problem. You do understand what you watched. You weren't just understanding what you were told. That's why you're an a-hole. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I have a brain and I think and I ask questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank our guest, Ben. Ben,
Thank you.
where can we find you if you're out there anywhere?
I actually have a couple of speaking engagements here in Louisville for some open mic poetry stuff. I have also a book out at via Amazon because that's where I could get it published until all this stuff happened. So that book is available on Amazon. If you look me up, it's called Time Warp Blues. It's pretty cheap as far as poetry books are concerned, but it's about perspectives of life from a veteran's point of view and also about just trying to come to terms with growing up post-war. I say growing up meaning trying to figure out yourself once again. I've also got a couple of other anthologies that are out there that have got some poetry that has won a few awards that's out there. Again, also on Amazon, available at some of our local bookstores if you're in the Louisville area. It's called
Not one of our awards though, like actual
awards.
Yes, actual awards.
Yes. Not that your award is any less important.
Right.
But by far, probably it's the most important. But I've also been working with the National Beat Poets Foundation, and one of the Beat Poets actually gave me a nice little blurb. So Ron Whitehead, if you're out there listening, finding this somewhere, he is the U.S. National Beat Poet who endorsed my book and also did some editing for me for my book. So again, if you're in Louisville, I've got a couple of things around town that are happening this month and next. I'm featured for a few of those. And if you're in Carmichael's, you can pick up one of my books for $12, and it is also, spoiler alert, signed. So when I become rich and famous, you might have a first edition out there. So,
look at that.
All righty. Well, until next week, everybody, make sure you think, because otherwise you might win the award of What Were You Thinking?
Fair enough. Thanks for inviting me, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.